Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's Dynamic 365 Tech Talk. Today's topic is D365 Commerce Internal Gift Cards. My name is Emily, and I'll be your moderator today. We are broadcasting this session through Teams Live events, and the audio can be heard through your device speakers. This session is being recorded on behalf of the Microsoft Corporation. When you join this event, your name, email address, and/or phone number may be viewable by other session participants in the attendee list. By joining, you're agreeing to this experience. The recording will be available on the Tech Talks Community Dynamics page within 5 business days. If you have questions for the presenters or need support, please use the Q&A panel located on the right side of your screen. Our presenters will be responding to your questions at the end of the presentation. Thank you for your patience during these announcements. Presenting for us today from Microsoft, we have Minu Lal, Senior Solutions Architect, and Scott Tucker, Senior Solutions Architect. Minu, over to you.
Thanks, Emily. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining today's Tech Talk on Dynamics 365 Commerce Internal Gift Cards. I am Minu Lal. I'm a part of a Fast Track Commerce team, and I'm joined with Scott Tucker from our team who will be presenting after me. So before further ado, let's get started. All right. So what we'll be covering today? So our agenda for today is giving you a quick overview about the gift card, what all D365 offers, like all the scenarios. Then we'll deep dive to our configuration and setup. So we'll be talking about a lot of configuration. The reason is we want you guys to take from this and able to set up your gift card, internal gift cards. The next Scott will take over. He'll be talking about the GL posting, intercompany gift cards. At the end, we'll show you a demo and we'll leave some time for Q&A. So keep your questions coming. We'll try to answer as we go too. So what exactly is a gift card in very general terms, right? So gift card is a prepaid debit card, which you can use for different purchases. It does have allocated money to it. And we use a gift card for a lot of time. Store use a gift card for the store credit, right? These days we use gift card as a best way. I mean, provide a gift to any birthday gift or a corporate gift. I would say it's a very easy way to give a gift to a person. That way it takes the anxiety out of, thinking about what is the best gift for the other person and what should we give. And even the recipient has a choice to choose whatever they want from that store. Okay, so what is our D365 Commerce offers? We do support both internal and external gift card. Internal gift card are managed entirely within a D365 Commerce, whereas the external gift card are supported by our third-party payment connector, which I'm sure you already know, ADN connector. So out-of-box ADN connector supports through SVX and GiveX and POS, call center, and the e-commerce storefront. Okay. So today we'll be focusing on the internal gift card setup and demo. We won't be displaying anything about the external gift card, but there is a very, very good doc article, which is referred right here. You guys can go and check it out. Another session might be coming soon, but today the concentration will be on the internal gift card. Okay. All right. So there are certain prerequisites, as you know, in D365, even you upgrade, you have to go and manually enable the feature, whichever you want, which is very nice. That way you can decide which feature you want to enable or not. So specifically for a gift card, I would say these 6 are required. First 3 are directly related. The last 3 are the dependent. We do suggest you guys, before you go further for the setup, make sure you have all these features enabled. These are required. We do not want you to miss menu here and there. So make sure you have those enabled before you go to the next step. I'm not going to read all of them since they're very descriptive and you can search for it too. Okay. Let's look at all the scenarios supported by our omni-channel solution. As you know, the D365 Commerce is the omni-channel solution. So we do offer that flexibility for the gift card too. Let's say you buy a physical gift card in the e-commerce channel. You can go back to the store and use it. Same, you can call a call center and use it at that time too. So it's vice versa. You can go to the store and buy a physical gift card, and you can come back at e-commerce and use it, or go to the call center and use it. Okay. As its table is very well self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go to every single one of them. Let's look at why we put asterisk right here. So it says for the e-commerce, when you want to buy a gift card, at that time, you do not have to be signed into the website. But when you want to use it to purchase something, at that time, you need to be signed in to a website to redeem your gift card or use it for any purchases. I would say it's a very good feature because the reason is that way it's providing you some kind of a security. And then I think it's very good for irrespective, everybody's worried about security. So in that way, I think this is a very good feature. And the check balance, why do we put check balance as yellow? The reason we did that because there is no direct link URL or any button to click to get the check balance. Then check what you could do when you buy anything with the gift card at that time. Let's say you buy something for $75, you have a $100 gift card, your balance remaining will show at that time, say 25. So that's a way you can check a balance. Or you know what? You can call a call center always and they should be able to provide you all the details. So there's other way. We do have a workaround for it because usually when you call center, they're able to provide it, or you can go to the store and ask for it. So we did mention that there are other things available for it. Okay. The only way to void a gift card is calling at the call center. We do not provide that e-com and the point of sale. These are most real world scenario that you see. You do not, you won't go buy an electronic gift card as a storefront, right? So I would say this covers a lot of real world scenario you would encounter with a gift card. Okay. As you see, the cash out is only allowed at the storefront. And if you want something cash out from a gift card, you have to be personally present at the store to get a cash out of it, right? So that's why the cash out is only at POS. Another thing I want to point out, since we are already there, as you know, at our e-commerce and call center channel, it is just like buying any product. There is no difference in anything else. You would search for it or you would click for it and you would just say buy and you'd be able to buy a gift card, right? Same way for the call center. If you want to do it, you would just go ahead and add a line to a sales order. And from there, you can go invoice it. That would just create your gift card sales order. But for POS, as you know, all our actions are performed through operations. So same way for the gift card. Whichever operation you want to allow, you want to make sure that you add that operation in your headquarter, you activate it, and then you go to your button grid and add those operation there. And go back in POS and add that button in the POS. So yes, the POS is a little different, as you already know. So POS do not use a product to buy as a gift card. So POS uses just that operation. The product does not get used at that time. Okay. I hope I made it clear. I want to stress about it since we had a lot of questions in our last session. So I want to make sure I'm telling you very clearly about it. All right, let's look at the product configuration. The first step you would do for setting up a gift card is create your product, because that product will be used for your e-com channel and it would be used your call center channel. We do say that we need to create a product master. The reason we say that we should be creating a product master because that's a product we'll be mentioning in our commerce parameter, and all the transaction will go to this one. So after you do that, you would create variants for all the different gift card numbers you want to provide on the e-com channel and your call center channel. Okay, so in our example, we did provide a physical gift card, electronic gift card of $100, $25, electronic gift card, $25 physical. They're different example we did. You can define as much as you want. It all depends on your business need. You can create a number of variants for it. Okay. And we'll be showcasing once you click on the gift card and doing a drop down at that time at the e-com channel, it will show you. We do have a demo showing that too. Okay, so whichever variants you would create here, you would create a trade agreement related to it. That way you have a price link to it, right? You do not want to send a $100 gift card with $50. So make sure whatever variants you define a trade agreement link to it, okay? So that's kind of a first setup you would do. There is another best practice that I want to stress about it. Make sure you create a special item model group. The reason is because you want to create a gift card as a service item. Why do we want to create as a service item? Because we do not want to store any inventory transactions linked to a gift card. There is a special way that you would see, which is, I would say, a better way of looking at a gift card. There is a special screen we added. It's called All Gift Card, where all the gift card transactions get stored. Okay, so make sure it's always the best practice to do it. That way you're not combining or doing anything different. So make sure you create a special item model group. I do want to say that we should be creating a special item group. The reason is all the gift card get posted as a liability. It comes out of liability, it gets stored in liability. We'll be talking more detail on the financial side of it, but I do want to talk about item group before you move from the product. Make sure you create an item group, special item group for it. And since it's posted totally different from other items, okay? So let's talk about this commerce tab. That's also important. You would notice that we have this block at register turned on. The reason behind, as we already talked, that we do not sell as a product at the POS level. At POS, you define your gift card number and you define the amount. So you have a lot of flexibility when you go to the store. If you want a $500 gift card, even though you don't have a variant, you can go and buy from the store. Okay. And other thing I want to talk about is preventing all discount. Most of the time in the real world, you do not want to provide any discount coupon or any kind of manual discount on the gift card. Gift card comes with a certain amount and you just give it to somebody and then they can use it. So in our case, we put all prevent all discounts, but again, it's all a business decision. Sometimes you want to provide a manual discount, or some people came up with the example like, what, I want to provide a $10 discount on the gift card. So you can have all this flexibility. It all depends on the business. I'm just talking about what you can do and what you cannot do. That all depends. You can customize it as you want it. Okay. Let's look at the next configuration. The next thing you would do, you would go to your commerce parameters. Underneath, you would go in the posting. There is a special section added for a gift card. Okay. So the first thing you would do is go ahead and select your product, which you just created in the previous slide as we showed, which you just created. And then tax on the gift card is only applied to a certain countries. For US, we do not apply this tax, so I would just not talk about a little bit more on it. But for now, I would say just turn it to no, especially when you're dealing a gift card within a US. The gift card company, most of the time you would set it to a company you are in. The reason we give that flexibility, make sure whatever the company you decide here, where all your gift card transaction will get stored, all your liability will get stored to this company. So make sure you make a decision before you do it. Very, very important. This journal. So we do have two journal. If you see one of them, this journal is used for the intercompany. Since we allow the flexibility to have an intercompany gift cards, that's where this journal get used. The void general is used for voiding a gift card. If you want to void a gift card, then you would call a call center and they should be able to do a void for you. And at that time, this is the general name which get used. Again, we gave it the same name. You can decide whichever it is. This is just a demo we're providing you guys. You can choose if you want to have a separate name. That way you can provide, you can look at it and tell which is which general, okay? The last option is allow gift card during allow gift card in offline mode at POS. So make sure if you want to allow that, turn it on. If you do not want to allow it, then you don't turn it off. It's a business decision. You need to decide before you turn it on and off. Definitely you can come back and switch it on if it's not already is, but that's the button which is providing you a flexibility about it. Okay. And then you would come and define your gift card pattern. We did give you here flexibility with the start date and end date. So every business has a certain requirement. Let's say, this year we want to start our pattern to with GC. Next year we want to start with GCL or whatever. So we did give you a flexibility to add a start date and end date and define a pattern according to it. If you put the end date as blank, it would be indefinite. So this pattern will be used all the time. Okay. I do want to stress about one thing. The reason we we should be putting 2 letters, because to use, and this is a bug, but we already registered it, but I don't want to stress about it. If you want to use a gift card as a payment method on e-com site, it needs to start with 2 characters. That's kind of a little bug we have, and we already registered for it. So, but I don't want to talk about it, that way you guys know. Okay. The next thing within a commerce parameter you would do, you would go to the customer orders, and underneath electronic mode of delivery, you would choose as electronic, sorry. If you do not have an electronic mode of delivery defined, you can always right click here and do view details and define your electronic mode of delivery. This is required for all your electronic gift cards, all the variants which are electronic. That way you can use it. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about, since we already talked about electronic mode of delivery, underneath the electronic mode of delivery, you want to include your product variants, which are electronic gift cards ones. So make sure you do that. Otherwise, you won't see that mode of delivery when you buy it. At that time, you want to make sure you have electronic mode of delivery, because you do want to get an email about it, right? It's not going to be coming through mail or anything. For rest of mode of delivery, we want to make sure we exclude our electronic product variants for a gift card. So that's what we did in one of the example. We are showing 99, but for rest of them, you want to go ahead and do on every single one of them where you do not want to allow electronic product variants. Okay. So as you know that whenever we add any product in the commerce, we want to make sure we go and put that in the commerce product hierarchy. Same way a gift card for a gift card too. If you want to show any product, if you want to show a gift card on your product hierarchy, you have to manually add it, right? So in our example, we have added a special node called gift card and added a product to it. This is needed for all the channels, but specifically if you want to show that to e-commerce, you should be adding that to channel navigation hierarchy and the assortments. So again, I want to stress about it that, it's fully flexible. Like you can add only, if you want to provide only gift card in fashion navigation hierarchy or particular website, you can choose where you want to be provided. So you can choose a channel where you want them to buy a gift card from. So that's why this flexibility is there as with any other items, right? So if you want people to use a gift card as a payment method, you would have to go and add as a payment method. So whichever store you decide to use a gift card as a payment method, you would go to the payment methods and add as a gift card there. So make sure whichever store you decide to use as a payment gift card as a payment method, you have to go and choose the payment methods there and add a gift card there. Okay. As I mentioned, the cash out gift card is, you have to do a special settings for it. It's only allow at the store level. So you can choose actually which store you want to allow it, right? That system is giving you more flexibility and telling you which store you want to allow it. So whichever store you decide, in our example, we said we want to allow it only in Houston, right? So I would go to the Houston store. And from there, I would click on payment methods. Underneath the payment methods, I would go a gift card, and there is that parameter called cash out gift card. That's a maximum cash out you want to allow on the gift card. I know some of the store has a requirement that if there's only $5 or $10 left, then there's nothing to buy for the customer. At that time, they want to allow a cash at that time, right? So it's all depend on the business decision. We put 110 for a demo, but you can define as you want it. There are 2 parameters called allow over tender, allow under tender. If you want to allow over 110, you would turn this on. If you want below over tender, below this amount, then you would do this. So depending upon whatever is a business need, you would define, even you can choose a store where you want to allow a cash, like I want to allow only in Houston. I do not want to allow a cash out in San Francisco, whatever the reason behind it. So it does give you a lot of flexibility for the setup. So we do have a very good doc article. That's why we provided a link here. So you can go back and look at it. And I do want to talk about this in pause. As you know, every single actions is done through operation, right? So even to do this cash out gift card one, you do have to add it to the button grid, activate in headquarters, go back in pause and add it. So make sure that you do that. And it's like sometimes you find out, oh, I did activate it. It doesn't work in pause or retail channel. So make sure you do that. Okay. As we mentioned first that we won't be storing any inventory transaction, all our transactions get logged here. The very best way to get to that screen, as you know, in D365, we have a very good feature, search feature. So you can simply click on this all gift card. That would bring you the screen. That's the best way to get it, I would say. Um, so this gift card screen stores all the gift card. It doesn't matter which channel you're using. It does store every single one of them. In our example, we are showing you this one. If you see this card issued from a Fabricant Online Center, it does have a date, it does have a transaction date, it does have an amount, it does have an operation link to it also. Okay, and who created it. So as we told you specifically that to use it, you have to be logged into the website. So this is the one when we redeem the card. It does have a transaction ID, the operator ID, the date, the transaction date, and the amount we used the redeem it for, and it's created who created it at that time. Okay. So what this does, this screen does it like you can use this screen in the call center. If somebody calls at the call center and they want to know what happened to my gift card, right? How much balance do I have? They can simply filter it and find the gift card and look at it, how much is the balance, what happened, who used it, and when it get used. So they can provide all the detail. So this is a very good screen to get back and look at it for any call center people or anybody in this store if they have access. Other thing you can do from this screen is void. It's very pretty easy. You can simply click on this and you can void it. In case you issue the gift card by mistake, if somebody calls you from the e-com, if they got a gift card from the e-com channel and for some reason they did it by mistake, you want to void it, you can simply click on void and that would just cancel the payment on it too, and then it will void your gift card. It will put money back on your card or however you paid it. Okay. The next thing we want to talk about it, after you've done all the setup, there are certain things you have to do on the e-com site settings too. The reason we are talking about all the setup and the detail, as mentioned, we want to make sure you guys know everything and you're ready to go and test your gift card after this whole tech talk. So you would go to e-com site settings. Underneath that, you would go to your extensions. There is a new option added called supported type of gift card. If you haven't used the gift card before, it might be set to none, but there are different drop downs. We have choose to Dynamics 365 gift card, but there is an option of using internal and external gift card both. So you can choose if you're using that one. So depending upon whatever you want to use, you can select this one. Okay. The other thing is if you want to use a gift card as a method of payment, you have to go and add to your checkout fragment. And underneath the checkout section container, you would add just a gift card. There is no changes needed here. You would just add it and it will just use it as a payment. Make sure you publish it, preview and publish it, and that way it would be published. All the changes will be published to your website before you test it. All right. So since for the e-commerce one, for electronic gift cards, we want to send an email. So there is a way you can actually create your email template and set up. You would go to your commerce email notification profile, which you already have it because you would send for order created and everything else. You would go ahead and add a new, there is an email notification type called issue gift card, and the email ID is gift card. Once you click on it, it's going to bring you to this screen. You can specify a subject and you can upload the template, whichever you want it. Logo, there's a lot of flexibility in choosing a template. You can add whatever you want. If you see on the right, this is the email I got after I created it. And it said this is fully flexible, as I said, but depending upon how you want to set your email to be, it can be customized as per your need. Okay, we are showing one of the example for you. So rest of the tech talk will be covered from Scott. So Scott, over to you. Thanks everyone for joining today's session, though.
Thank you, Minu. Okay, so with all that set up, there's I think one bit more configuration or integration with the financials that we want to cover. So unlike the regular products that you sell through commerce, which would post to a revenue account in the financials, open gift card balances are actually a liability. So that's why we recommend setting up a special item group for this product. In the posting, you're going to have to set the the revenue account for sales order to a liability account. And then on the payment side, for the payment methods in each of the channels that you accept payments, you want to set that same liability account so that the net in that is the outstanding balance of your gift cards. I grayed out the remaining gift card account fields on the payment because those are specifically for the multi-company scenario. So if you're not using multi-company, those fields aren't needed. It's only if you're doing multi-company, then you identify the accounts in the parent company. So let's take a look at the postings for a gift card. So when you sell the gift card with that liability account and revenue, the balance is in the liability account and whatever the payment method. Then later on, when the customer comes back and uses that gift card to purchase goods, the payment reduces that liability account so that you have the net balance of that open account liability. This is a little bit different than the rest of the product, so we wanted to make sure it was called out. So I mentioned cross-company gift cards. So we do support cross-company gift cards, but it's only one kind of multi-company model, the parent company model, where you identify one company to hold all the open liability, right? So in that company, when gift cards are sold and redeemed, the liability stays within that company. So that's the single company that everything we've talked about so far. If you have other companies that are participating but aren't doing their own gift cards, then they, on the sale and redemption, a secondary journal is posted to the GL for the intercompany postings. So it's actually during statement posting for the transactions. So the regular transactions post in company B, and then a second set of transactions post to make that intercompany transfer. The other thing about multi-company is that the gift cards are created in a company, and so if you're using multi-company, the gift cards are created in the parent company. So in headquarters, in that gift card transaction form that Minu was showing you, you have to be in the parent company to view the gift cards. So now we're going to go through a few demos of this. We're going to start off with the buying electronic gift card in e-commerce and then using it at pause. I'm going to pause the video a few times to show you things. So here is the variance that we talked about. So in e-commerce, you are selling the product at the product price, right? So here in the dropdown, these are the variant product names. And then the price is determined by the trade agreement when you select those. So it's important that you have those prices set on those variants. In this case, it's an electronic gift card that's being purchased. And so there's no delivery questions asked because there's only one mode of delivery available. It's electronic. Then with the e-commerce, gift cards sold through e-commerce, the gift card itself isn't created until after invoicing. And I'll show that a little in more detail in the next video. But in this case, we're jumping ahead and showing that you can then use that gift card after it gets created in point of sale for purchases. And I'll call out in the point of sale, there's a dedicated check gift card balance operation, but you can also check the gift card balance during the checkout flow, similar to e-commerce. Here you would use typically a mag swipe or a barcode scanner to read that card number off the card. And then once it's added to the transaction, you'll see there is a check balance that you can do in the flow. That way you don't try to submit for more than the open balance on the card. So that was the first demo, buy online and use in point of sale. Next, I want to go through fulfilling those gift cards in call center and entering new orders in call center. We're going to look at 3 different orders, one with an electronic gift card, one with a physical gift card, and then a call center order with physical gift cards. So those orders, they come in from e-commerce with the synchronized jobs, and then when they, after the order is created, for the electronic only gift card, so if an order only had the electronic gift card on it, batch invoicing will pick it up and process it. If there are other items on the order, then it would get processed when the whole order is invoiced. But and this is in sales order entry when you have the gift card product. This is where the fields are for both email and physical gift cards. So this came in from the e-commerce. Notice the gift card number's blank at this point. We don't create the gift cards from e-commerce until invoicing because we want to make sure that payment is processed in order to create that gift card. So then for a physical gift card, we don't auto-generate numbers for physical gift cards. And so after an order for a physical gift card comes into headquarters, you need to supply the gift card number. So, you know, that person in the warehouse who's packing the order would need to edit the line and provide that gift card number. After they do that, because we use service items, right, it's not available for like a picking list, but it is there for packing and for invoicing. Because you touch the order in call center with order completion on, you do have to confirm the payment in case any of your actions change the total of the order. In this case, it didn't, so just hitting submit just reauthorize the same amount. And then the last order we're going to look at is actually a call center order created in call center. And it's an in-process order. So one line's already been entered for a physical gift card and the number provided. And then we're just going to add a second line. And really then this is just like any other call center order. And the only real difference between a gift card product in call center and other products is that set of fields on the packing tab where you can choose the gift card type and either email or physical will work. If I were to choose email on this case, I would have to also go change the delivery mode of delivery because it's defaulting from the header. But the sales order would tell you that when you tried to save. So that's kind of how you do fulfillment and creation of new orders in call center. And then I'm going to kind of quickly show there's nothing extra that needs to be done for invoicing with the setup that we've shown you, that when an order is invoiced, it will automatically create those numbers. This order, because a second line was added and the payment was changed, we had to increase the payment amount for the order. So in a second here, I'm going to show that using the batch invoicing, we'll invoice those first 2 orders from e-commerce. If this was, you know, if you have a regular batch job that just runs on a recurring basis, they'd get picked up, you know, when they met the settings for that batch job, either packed or any other settings. In this case, I'm specifically just picking those 2 orders that came in from ECommerce. So the gift card numbers for both of those orders don't exist yet. So here we take a look at the existing gift cards. So there's a gift card for 2001 and 2002, and then there's a number of electronic gift cards. The physical gift card that the person entered on the order line was 2006, and the sales order line does check that number to make sure it doesn't already exist when you enter it. But when the order is done invoicing, the gift card's created and ready to use. And then lastly, I just showed going and looking up the electronic gift card number. Because it is a generated number, I don't know ahead of time what it's going to be. So I just went and showed looking on that sales line for the generated number. In this case, it ends with 2903. And that's available now for use as well. Okay. One last demo. This one's a little bit quicker, I think. So this is buying the gift card at point of sale, and there are a few differences here we want to call out, and then using it. So as Minu mentioned, all of the gift card operations at point of sale are operations. They're not selling that gift card product. So in demo data, we've put a button grid specifically for those. And so you do need to provide a gift card number. It's not auto-generated in point of sale. And then you also provide an amount, right? So that's a little different from e-commerce and call center. Payment is instant in point of sale because we want to create the gift card as soon as the payment's processed. Well, since that payment is already processed, that card's available for use right away. So that's just showing that. So then we can go, on just the next transaction even, go ahead and use that same gift card. And so this is similar to what I showed in the first demo, so I'll probably just stop there, but you just supply the gift card number and pay. So that was the last demo, and that gave kind of completes the overview of the internal gift cards for Dynamics 365 for Commerce. At this time, we're going to open it up to questions. A few were answered during the session, but if you have any more, we're happy to take them.
So Scott, this is Minu. Scott, we do have a question for intercompany gift cards. I'm going to say it loud. Do we still need to create a gift card release product in both companies, or do we only need to create a release product in the parent company? Do you want to take that one?
Yes, that's a good question. You do have to create the released product in both companies. Especially, well, if it's going to be an e-commerce or call center, you need the product in that company that you're selling it as. In point of sale, although you're not selling the product directly, we do put that product ID on the transaction during posting.
I do not see any other questions, but so feel free, guys, if you have any questions, we can wait, right, Emily?
Yep.
Yeah, we're good to wait.
I do have some FAQs. We can talk about it or wait. I mean, whatever makes sense.
Yeah, let's pull up one of those FAQs.
Sure. So as you already shown in the demo, but I do have a question. So let's say you have you buy a gift card at the e-commerce site, right? And what are the steps do we have to do at the headquarters to have it generate an email and everything else? Can you just give a brief, can you tell us a brief things that we need to perform in the headquarters to make it work? I mean, what are the steps?
Sorry, Minu, can you answer that one? I was
Sure.
looking at the question from this morning session.
All right, sure. So yes, I want to answer that one. So once you create, somebody already asked another question, but okay. So for in that case, when you create an order at the e-com site, you do have to come back to your headquarters. It's not going to be automatically invoiced. You do have to come back and create an invoice for it. And after you do that, it's going to send an email to a customer with all the details and everything. So that was for the FAQ.
So that question, I'm putting the answer in chat as well, but that question that was asked is, can we have GiveX and internal gift cards at the same time? And the answer is yes, you can have the internal and external gift cards at the same time. Our payment connectors now you can have multiple payment connectors and to process the different payment types.
And I do want to add, there's a very good doc article as mentioned on our slides, which is on the first slide. We can go and click on it. That would give you a very much detail on it with the setup and all the different gift card provides.
So there's a question that didn't get answered from this morning was pause for retail doesn't support variants. I believe this is a known limitation, question mark, as we can only define one digital gift card product in commerce parameters. Does this mean we're not able to sell both custom amount cards and predefined gift cards across e-commerce and POS? So the answer to that is no. You can sell the custom amount cards in point of sale because you're supplying the amount during the transaction. But for e-commerce and call center, it's predefined amounts. It's when it comes to the posting, it's basically the amount on the line that dictates the amount the gift card is created for. So you could, in theory, through extensions, adjust that amount if you wanted, or even edit it in call center. It would just be a question of collecting the payment for that and it being treated more as a price override instead of just the product price.
Scott, we do have one more questions on our queue. So the same person I think is asking, then they both use the same gift card release product number, both the external and the internal gift cards?
No, external gift card setup, I think, uses their own products.
Correct. So that is correct. Mm-hmm.
So for the you would identify a product for each of those.
See one more questions. Okay, so there's another, I mean, the same guy asking, I only asked because commerce parameter only have one product that can be chosen to be a gift card.
Yep, I believe the external gift cards are set up in a different form. Yeah.
That's correct.
So that might be it for questions. If so, then I think Emily, we'll hand it back to you for the wrap up.
Okay, thank you, Scott. I've posted a link to a short survey in the Q&A panel. We'd like your feedback on today's session and to hear what you'd like to see in future events. Thank you for your participation. As a reminder, the recording of today's session will be available on the Tech Talks Community Dynamics page within 5 business days. I'd like to extend a big thank you to our presenters and audience for joining us today.
Thanks everyone for attending.